A.K. Antony ji, Vyalla Ravi ji, Mukul Wasnik ji, Uman Chandi ji, V.M. Sudhiran ji, Ramesh Chenithala ji, V.D. Satisan ji, Deepak Babaria ji, Suraj Hegde ji, Raja Brar ji, Dean Kuriakose ji, M.K. Raghavan ji, Mullapalli Ramachandran ji, K.C. Venugopal ji, K.V. Thomas ji, Kodikunil Suresh ji, P.C. Chako ji, M. Shanwaz ji, all my friends from the Youth Congress, NSUI, brothers and sisters. I would like to start by giving greetings to the people of Calicut. I am delighted to be here in this beautiful part of the country. I would like to congratulate the Youth Congress for organizing this and the entire Congress party for putting up such a good show. I am confident that the youngsters in the Youth Congress and the NSUI, the youngsters in Kerala, are going to provide a brilliant future for both the Congress party and Kerala in the coming future. And I am confident that you will protect and nurture the ideology of the Congress party, which is so important for this country and for this state. The Congress party believes in protecting the interests of every single person in this country, regardless of how poor he is, how rich he is, what he does, what religion he comes from, what caste he belongs to. We believe that every single person in this country has the right to space, has the right to dream in this country. And Congress politics is about protecting the interest, especially of the weak people, of farmers, of laborers, and ensuring that they too have a great future in this country. And I am confident that the interests of the weak and the poor are being protected by our government in Kerala. Today is the birthday party, first birthday party of our government. The NDA government is celebrating their birthday. So I would like to, on behalf of the Congress party, I would like to officially wish the Suit Boot Sarkar a happy birthday. Unfortunately, the celebration is for a few friends of the government. It is for a few powerful friends of the government, and our Kisans, our Mazdoors, our small businessmen, they have nothing to celebrate. I promised my BJP colleagues in Parliament that I would not use their patented word, the Suit Boot Sarkar word in Parliament, but with their permission, I would like to use it in this speech. Now, I'm traveling. I went to Maharashtra. I went by train to Punjab. I came today by aeroplane. Wherever I am traveling, people shake my hand. They wink at me. They shake my hand. And they say, you know, we were thinking of a word to define this government. And you defined it perfectly in Parliament. This government, the best definition for this government is Suit Boot Ki Sarkar. There are a number of reasons why this phrase Suit Boot Sarkar works and why people completely agree that the government is actually a Suit Boot Sarkar, and I would like to elaborate a little bit on these reasons. The first reason, of course, is our Prime Minister's fascination with clothes. And he has been called a fashion icon, and I think that is a good thing. But what many people do not appreciate, and many Indian people have told me this, farmers have told me this, laborers have told me this, what they do not appreciate, they do not mind that their Prime Minister wears clothes, changes clothes regularly. What they did not like was the fact that their Prime Minister, possibly for the first time, any Prime Minister wore a suit worth 10 lakh rupees. People genuinely felt uncomfortable that here is a country where there are farmers committing suicide. Here is a country where farmers are working day in and day out. Here is a country where laborers are working. Here is a country where people are getting Narega wages. And then the representative of that country wears a suit worth 10 lakh rupees. And they felt that this did not gel with the image of a prime minister. I don't think any other prime minister before Narendra Modi ji, and I include Mr. Vajpayee, has done something of this nature. It showed a certain insensitivity towards the poor people of this country, towards the weak people of this country, towards the people of this country who struggle every day to put food on the table. But really, as political opponents, we cannot fault the Prime Minister for his taste in clothes. But what we can fault the Prime Minister for is his approach towards the poor people of this country. What disturbs us in the Congress party, and it disturbs us very deeply, is the fact that the Prime Minister does not seem to care for the poor people of this country. He does not seem to believe in the poor people of this country. Look, he has traveled everywhere. He's gone to America, he's gone to Canada, England, Australia, China, Japan, Nepal. But I have not seen him once go to a poor man's house and hold his hand. The Kisan has had a very bad year. Hailstorms and unseasonal rain hit the Kisan some time back. The job of the government is to protect the interest of the farmer when he struggles. If you recall, when the Kisan had a difficult time under the UPA government, we gave 70,000 crore relief to the Kisans of this country. Modi ji promised in his election speeches that the MSP would be increased. No such increase took place. The bonus has been done away with. And possibly the most important thing that we did for the Kisan, the land bill is being destroyed. I already mentioned in Parliament that 3 changes are being brought to the land bill, and I would like to mention them here again. The first change is about consent. We said that if we are going to acquire land from Kisans, then it is important that the Kisan consents to that acquisition. We said that if land is going to be taken from the Kisan, then a social assessment, social impact assessment needs to be done, and we need to find out exactly who is being damaged by the acquisition, who works on the land, which farmers are being damaged, and their interests need to be protected. And the third thing we said, and possibly something that shows the intention of the NDA government, was that if the land is not used within 5 years, if the project has not been started within 5 years, then that land should go back to the farmer. The BJP government, for some reason, is in a very, very big hurry to change this law. One gets the feeling that for some reason, they have to change this law. This law simply cannot be allowed to remain. The logic that they are giving is very simple. They are saying, and they have told the youngsters of this country, that they want to give the youngsters jobs. And they are saying that this land bill needs to be changed in order for the youngsters of this country to be given jobs. They are linking the Prime Minister's Make in India concept to the land bill. And they are making the argument that the single biggest impediment to Make in India is this land bill. So they are saying to the youth of India, to the farmers of India, that dear farmers, dear laborers, let us take your land away from you. And when you give us your land, we will give you jobs in return. So somebody asked the Finance Ministry a question. Somebody in our RTI asked a very important question. They asked the Finance Ministry, how many projects are blocked because of land. You would expect that if land is seriously an issue as far as Make in India is concerned, there should be at least 80 or 90% of the projects blocked because of land. But the answer the finance ministry gave is only 8% of projects are blocked because of land. So let me tell the youth, the Kisans and the Mazdoors of this country something. The biggest lie that you are being told, is that the reason you are not getting jobs is because there is no land. There is plenty of land available with the government of India. There's plenty of land available with state governments. There's plenty of land available in this country to build factories. The reason you are being told this is because the Soot Boot Sarkar wants to take away your land. The Prime Minister says that he has reduced corruption. Let me tell you that this is the single biggest act of corruption that is taking place. The largest corruption that takes place in this country is about land. The largest, biggest corruption that takes place is when land is taken away from poor people without any recourse. And the reason they're doing this is because they do not want farmers to benefit from their land, which is going to appreciate in the near future. They want their business friends, 2 or 3 business friends, to benefit from this land. And that is why they want to allow easy acquisition. Narendra Modi ji became Prime Minister because of the funds that his friends gave him to win the election, to carry out the big marketing campaign that got him elected. He cannot betray their interests. He has to support their interests, and he is going to betray the interests of the farmers and the laborers as a result. On one side, they are taking away land from the Kisan. And I'm sure over here, there are many of my fishermen friends. They want to take the land away from the Kisan and they want to take the sea away from the fishermen. Poor fishermen have to carry passports and will become foreigners in their own country. Now, on the first anniversary, on the first birthday party, the Prime Minister says that he has been very successful in curbing prices. Fuel prices have gone up, consumer prices have gone up. You can ask anybody, any housewife in the country, and she will tell you prices are going up. You can ask anybody in the country, they will tell you prices are going up. And the Prime Minister is saying he has controlled prices. Maybe the Prime Minister has been spending so much time abroad that he is not talking about India, he is talking about some other country. But I would like to assure the Prime Minister that prices in India are climbing and they are going up. And the whole of India is convinced about this, regardless of what he and his media managers are trying to convince others of. You might have noticed that in the election, the Prime Minister said the biggest issue he spoke about was about the creation of jobs. If you remember, he told all the youngsters of this country that we will create jobs for you. Do you remember that? Somehow, on the birthday celebration, he has not mentioned to this country how many jobs he has created. We see the big image of the tiger with Make in India written on it, but I have not heard one youngster come to me and say, I got a job from the Narendra Modi government. If you look at the statistics, if you look at the numbers, they are pretty clear. They show that job creation has slowed by more than 30% in the last year. But that is not spoken about. The other thing that this government is doing, and I would like to inform you, because it is probably the most important thing. Modi ji speaks about corruption. The fact of the matter is that the most important way to find out about corruption is called the RTI, the right to information, which the Congress party had given to this country. Mr. Modi has not appointed the RTI commissioner, the information commissioner. Mr. Modi has not appointed the vigilance commissioner. All the institutions that can tell this country about corruption do not have heads. They are headless. Please place those people in position and we will show you exactly where the corruption is. So what have you got in the last 1 year? You have not got jobs. Your land is being readied for acquisition. What have you got? You have got no action, maximum oratory Sarkar. Every day there is a new headline. Sometimes it is Swachh Bharat, Clean India. Sometimes it is your Prime Minister has gone to Canada. Sometimes he is in Mongolia. Sometimes he is in some other country. You are not getting any jobs. Prices are rising and your land is being taken away. I would like to conclude by wishing the Sut Boot Sarkar a happy birthday, and I would like to warn them. I would like to give them a little bit of advice. If they carry on in this manner, the poor people of this country, the Kisan of this country, the Mazdoor of this country, the small businessman of this country will not let them have 5 birthday parties. So please stop the oratory and start the action. Thank you.